Hi everybody, Jessie here from jessiebanks.com and welcome back to another video. So for today's video, I am starting to go through the Hairoscope kit that was recently released by the Greeting Farm. It was a pre-order. There are a couple places that have it in stock. I will link some of those in the description box below. But I am starting off with the Pisces girl here, and we're going to color her up with my Copic markers. So I'm going in with my first color, which is my E04, and I'm starting in on the drop shadows. So anywhere like her hair falls in front of her face is going to create a drop shadow. Where her face comes over top of her neck, the underside of her arms, her skirt over her pants, etc., etc. And as we work through onto the lighter colors, I am slowly going to blend those out, going over top of the darker colors with the lighter ones to create a smooth transition in between all of our colors. And that's how I blend. I feel really awkward and I'm not sure why. Anyway, I bought a new microphone. I hope you guys can tell the sound difference and the quality difference. We'll see how this goes. I'm probably going to have to play with it a little bit to stop feedback and all that kind of fun stuff. But I'm hoping everything goes really, really smoothly. Fingers crossed. I have no idea. I am not like tech savvy by any stretch of the imagination. I just kind of make this up as I go along. So I've done the E13 and now I'm on to the E11, and you can see how I'm going back over top of those darker colors to blend them out into the white of the paper as I was explaining before. So this super cute kit from the Greeting Farm has characters that are kind of referencing horoscope creature or horoscopes. Like this one is for Pisces, so she's got like a little fishtail at the end of her braid. But I mean, when you color her up and put her on a card, if you didn't use Pisces or kind of refer to that, you definitely don't get the horoscope feel very, very strongly out of the vast majority of the images in this kit. And you all know I love the Greeting Farm. I've been on her design team now for, I think this is my 3rd year in a row. And I love the Greeting Farm images, so I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Adding a little bit to her mouth, I use that E04 again as the darkest color. And then I jump into R02 and R01 to make it a little bit more red. Now we're going to come in and work on her hair, and I'm using my favorite blonde combination here, which is E40, E41, E42, and E43. I usually blend dark to light, as you can see, like I did with the skin and all of that, except for when I do hair, I go light to dark. And that's simply so as I go through the colors, the lighter colors don't wash out the darker colors, which is what you want when you're transitioning through your colors. But when you're wanting that PC feel of hair, I find it's easier to work backwards. Just a personal preference. So like I said, I will have links to everything I used in the description box below. I am hoping to do a video for every one of these girls. Now, I'm not promising because we all know Jessie doesn't keep promises on YouTube apparently. So, but I can tell you I have one more filmed already. So they'll come slowly, but I'm hoping to get all 12 of them up here on the channel for you guys using different mediums, different background techniques, things of that nature. There is, like, this is an entire card process. You're not just getting the coloring. You'll see how I do the card at the end. Now, if you paid attention to the clip of the finished card at the beginning of this, you can see I mucked up on the sentiment. It says, I love to Pisces, because I forgot to put you in there. And in all honesty, I was so tired and exhausted and grumpy and miserable when I made this card that I wasn't starting over. So the finished card still says, I love to Pisces, but that's all right. I'm happy with it. You get the idea. It was funny. I thought it was hilarious to post that I finished a complete card and completely mucked it up. But that's what happens, and it's fun, and this is a hobby, and it's not life or death. It's card making, and we're supposed to enjoy it and laugh and make mistakes and have fun and think it's funny. So I thought it was funny, and I left it in the video, and I haven't fixed it since. Coming through and working on her hair, you can see how when you get down into the fishtail braid, I'm doing a lot less strokes, and I'm really trying to save the white highlight of those tiny little parts so you get that PC feel and her hair feels like hair and not like it's just really, really dark around the braid. It's going to look darker because the hair's more tightly pulled together, but I don't want to lose the highlight and the texture and the feel of the pieciness of the hair that I'm after here. So now we're on to the E43, and I'm just adding a tiny little bit of this at the bottom. You can see how I'm going through those colors. I start by pulling it really far into the hair, and the darker the color gets, the less I'm pulling it down into the rest of the hair. I don't want to overstroke that. I wanted her hair to be real light and blonde. Now I'm working on her clothing here, and I'm going to, this is where I kind of pull the fish mermaid-esque feel into things. And I start with blue on one half of her dress, and then I'm going to pull in some pink on the other. and blend them together. And then I'm going to come back and do a little bit of the dotting technique where you just take your marker very, very vertically and you put a couple little dots of the different colors. I like to do that lots when I do mermaid tails and fish scales and things of that nature, but I thought it was really, really fitting to kind of pull it in on her dress. Instead of making her hair like a really crazy color or feeling like a mermaid, I added the texture onto her dress just to kind of bring a little bit of that in, but yet she still doesn't look like a strong horoscope feel. Some people love horoscopes, some people don't much care for it. So I kind of wanted to show you how these images are a little bit versatile in both ways, and everybody can use them and have tons of fun with them and have them feel horoscopy or not have them feel horoscopy. So when we get into some of the other ones, you might see me color them a little bit more feeling like they're a horoscope image, where some of them, like this one, can be used for anything, which is awesome with this sound set. Now the set is called Hairoscope. Like I said, that link will be in the description box below along with all the products used. So I re-outline all of my images to get a really dark outline, and then I fussy cut her out with my scissors. And now I have a piece of 4 by 5¼ inch cardstock here. So it's a 1/4 inch smaller than my card base. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of washi tape onto it here so that I can block out where I'm going to put the sentiment directly on the background instead of putting a banner on top. So I just put that down, and then I'm going to come in with some of my Distress Oxides here. I pulled out Salty Ocean, Mermaid Lagoon, and Blueprint Sketch. And this is the Make Wave stencil from My Favorite Things. I use this stencil a ton. So we're going to start off with the Salty Ocean, bounce it off on a scrap piece of paper because I want really light color. And then I'm just going to slowly blend that up. I want it darker at the base of the wave and whiter at the top. So that's why these stencils work really, really well for waves, because you get, where you lay the wave in front, it'll be darker because you're, there, you can see what I'm talking about. Like what I colored was actually behind the front wave kind of a deal, right? I'm not explaining that well at all, but that's what I mean. So here's some Mermaid Lagoon. This is a little bit more of a tealy color, and that Blueprint Sketch is just adding a little bit of depth into those waves instead of just being the brighter blues. Now working above that tape, so you can see how I've kind of turned it so some of it goes in behind and everything. I didn't want it to look too perfectly lined up with the tape, and I wanted the waves kind of twisting in a little bit in different directions and things. So I'm running them kind of half on, half off, wiping off my stencil in between so I can flip it over and rotate it all around. Now I'm using one of the smaller sides of the waves and just continuing to work up that one side of the card. You can see I'm not going all the way across. I just kind of wanted a little bit of a focal point. I didn't want the entire front of the card to be nothing but waves, but I wanted that one little corner kind of to peel off, so it was a little bit of color in behind her. Working it up. Now I'll remove this washi tape very, very slowly. It did rip the paper a little bit. My washi tape's so old that it's destroying things. So I've now cut out the Pisces sentiment from there, and I'm just going to stamp that off to the one edge, and this is where you see me muck up the entire sentiment. So we're going to stamp this one down. And then I didn't film the next part because I wasn't sure how to film it without having my gigantic head in the way. I wrote I love to, because I forgot the word you, in front of it in pencil. And then I'm just going to re-outline it with my Copic marker so that it's hand-drawn. It's not perfect, but it works, and I think it looks super cute. Putting some score tape around the back of the card, and we're going to add that to the card base. I'm not sure why the video keeps going blue. I think it's just because there's so much white. My pasty skin and the white of the paper and the white sweater I chose to wear was probably not good for white balance, but that's okay. Adhere this one flat onto our top folding card base, and then we're going to take some foam tape and I'm going to pop our little girl up here, and that will be it for the card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love a thumbs up. It really helps me out here on the channel. If you aren't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe. I do lots of ink blending, Copic coloring, watercolor, colored pencil, basically all focusing on card making. It's what I like to do. I work hard during the day. I really enjoy my hobby, and it's kind of where I've stuck for the last many years. So adhering her down. And yeah, so if you subscribe, that would be fantastic. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. If you have any comments, please leave them down below and I will definitely get back to you. And I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.